Hey guys, it is pizza night and I'm super excited to share off one of my favorite pizza recipes with you. So give me just 2 minutes. I have to get something set up and I'll be right back. Okay, you still there? I have this recipe to share with you. Give me just 1 second and we're gonna get rolling. Okay, so I'm excited to be making this Detroit style pizza with you tonight. This is a super duper easy recipe that, my goodness, just about anybody can do. You can get your kids involved and honestly just pull it off on a whim, okay? So we're going to be showing off the cast iron. So the first thing that we're gonna do here, I've got the mama and the daddy cast iron here that we're going to be using, okay? So this is the 12-inch and the mama is the 10-inch. They also have twin babies. They're 5.5-inch. They're super cute. You can use them in the air fryer. You can use them for individual meals or desserts or, my goodness, whatever you want to do. I've done, like, I always love going to like truck stops and getting, or Perkins or Denny's, I don't know, whatever they have, like a breakfast in a little cast iron skillet. It's kind of the same thing. So you can make them at home and save whatever money you would be doing. Okay, so the cast iron, they already come seasoned. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know anything about seasoning cast iron or getting them done, they come like this from the factory. Okay, so they're made in the United States. They carry a lifetime warranty. These things are going to take the heat, okay? So you can use super duper high heat on. If you're a person like me and you're not used to cooking with high heat, might be a little bit of an adjustment, but you can't hurt these things, you know? If they get a little bit of rusted, you can clean them up with like a salt scrub, takes the rust off. You really cannot hurt them, okay? It will be bad though if you let them soak in water. So basically, just to clean these things off, you just take one of our little brown scrapers, just scrub it off, and with just water. You want to dry it right away. And what I normally do then is I put a little bit of, I just put it on top of the stove, or you could put it inside the oven and just put it on low heat and just let all of that water just absorb. If you need to, you can put a little bit of oil on a paper towel and just kind of rub it on in. I haven't done that in a while, okay? But it just becomes naturally nonstick. You're not going to have any bits of problem with it. What I'm going to do is just put a little bit of oil right inside here. This is going to crisp up the crust. So if you've seen my pictures before of this crust, it is phenomenal. I love a good crispy crust on my pizza. So we're just going to use the basting brush here, just whoo, push it all around. This is also another fun step for kids. If you want to get them involved, just let them run all of, put all of that out. I'm going to do it to the other one too. These are two great sizes. I'm making 2 pizzas tonight because we are piggies, okay? Plus, I always like to have leftovers. So you can just do it in one. I don't remember which pan technically calls for to make this in. I think the 12-inch, but I just use them for both. Guys, I have to tell you, if you have never made the Dutch baby in a cast iron before, it'll change your life. It is so delicious. It's like a thin German pancake, It is super delicious. I like to make my own whipped topping on it. Put some fruit. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious. Okay, so these are done. I'm just gonna put them off to the side here for a second. And now what I'm gonna do is just roll out my dough. I'm gonna show you my cheaters method. You can make your own dough. There, if you follow Weight Watchers, you can make a 2-ingredient dough out of Greek yogurt and self-rising flour. Just do equal parts. If it gets a little sticky, just add a little extra of the flour with it. And if you don't know how to, or if you can't find the self-rising flour, totally Google it, because you can make your own at home, okay? It's gonna be a lot cheaper. You can just do it like that. However, Aldi makes this great Mama Cozy's or whatever. I don't even know how you pronounce it, and somebody's gonna be like, you said it wrong. So I'm just not going to. So these are like 95 cents at Aldi. So for the convenience, this is what I buy, okay? I don't have to worry about getting my fingers all grossed up and everything else. But if you're watching your figure and you're watching your points, make sure that you make your own out of that 2-ingredient dough. Okay, so I'm just gonna lay it out here. Just gonna have to watch the recipe because I haven't made this in a while. So this is so great to deal with. I get this dough also for, oh, and I forgot what I was doing. I get it for my strombolis too. You simply cannot go wrong. Seriously, for 95 cents, I feel like they do a fantastic job. So I've got the baker's roller here. My daughter used to have her own for her crafts. She used a lot with Play-Doh, things like that. It's great for any of your baking. I am not a baker, but I do love it for my pizza and stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna push this. While you're watching, you need to tell me what's on your dinner tonight. Are you having something yummalicious? We're having a snow day around here. So we normally have grilled cheese and tomato soup, but I thought, you know what, we're gonna do this tonight. So just do this, and I think that this looks nice and big, so I'm just gonna lay this out. I'll put it in the 10-inch. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. I haven't done this yet, but one thing that I've been itching to try is to stuff the crust. Have you ever tried to do that before? I keep thinking about using my mozzarella sticks that I have in the fridge and rolling them to make a stuffed crust pizza. So one of these days I'm gonna do it, and somebody's gonna be like, yum, yum, yum. Those things are expensive if you go to the grocery, like Pizza Hut or any other restaurants that do the stuffed crust. I have no idea. So my crust always looks a little bit weird. Pies, pizzas, whatever. I can never get them quite right. So I'm just gonna kind of do it right like this. I can never get it to be the right size. So now I need to pierce the dough with a fork. It says thoroughly. So this is probably so that we get a lot of great airflow in here. So I'm just gonna pierce it thoroughly. All right. And then I'm going to cook over high heat for about 2 to 3 minutes. But because I am sure that I'm going to lose my attention, I'm going to do this one first. So let me get a little bit of flour here. Guys, this is also a super cheap recipe. So if you are looking for, you know, a yummalicious way to treat your family without having to buy out, this is a great thing to do. And I just realized I don't have any pizza sauce here, so give me just a sec. Can you grab me some pizza sauce from downstairs? I can't even believe that I don't even have all the ingredients. So some of that will be delivered to me here shortly. So I have a little bit of time for that. So let me just roll this one out. See how easy this is to work with? This is fantastic for the stromboli dough. So I know some pizza places you can also go to and just get dough from them also. So whatever floats your boat with that. I'm a cheapskate, so this is what I pick. Okay, this is also way cheaper than getting the self-rising dough and the self-rising flour and the yogurt. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this one in here. And of course I didn't make this one quite as big, so there's a little bit of a learning curve, especially when you're doing 2 different sizes.
So I'll just stick this one up a little bit. Won't go quite as far up the sides, but if you have a crust lover in your family, they will not mind with the other one. Okay, so my pizza sauce is here now. Okay. Just gonna pierce, pierce, pierce. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is just stick this on top of the stove for about 2 to 3 minutes on high heat. Okay, so I'm gonna use both my burners here. So I'm gonna put it on like 6 or 7. Okay, timer, 3 minutes. Okay, so while that is going, let's see here. So the dough is slightly going to puff. Okay, and now when that comes out, we're going to get our next step ready. We're going to have to get out the pepperoni slices. Okay, so I'll just kind of put this off to the side here. And while we're waiting for that, we are going to shred some cheese. So this is like a big kahuna grater. It comes with 3 different slicers here. I've got the coarse grater already attached. Also comes with a fine grater and a slicer. And this makes grating your cheese super duper fast. So this calls for a Munster cheese. Is that how you say it? Munster? I don't know. So it calls for that. I basically just got Colby Jack. Really, I don't feel like you can go wrong with cheese, am I right? So, you want to be buying your own cheese because you don't have all that preservatives and any other gross stuff in there. And sometimes it's not cheaper, but most of the times it is, okay? So I'm just going to stick it down here in the food holder. And guys, all of our products have a safety mechanism so that if you use them, you will not bleed. So if you're like me, that is a definite plus. So I don't need the food holder just yet, but I will as I get down there. So I always buy them by the block unless it's mozzarella. I feel like mozzarella is at the devil. I can't shred that well. I know that if you freeze it, it's a little bit easier, but I do let the store take care of that for me. Okay, so sometimes you get these big chunks here. They're either for sampling or for running through again. Sometimes you get those little nubs. What are you going to do with them? Eat them, right? So we'll just push this down in there. Oh, I always have like a little old lady in a black shirt in the splash zone at my parties. I'm surprised my dog isn't here next to me. Okay, he loves cheese too. So let me just finish this. I think I have like a little bit that has not gone through here. But look how quickly this is. You can use this grater for lots of different things. You can make hash browns with it. You can slice your veggies, practically anything. And this sucker adheres so hard onto the counter, it's like tentacles. You can't get it off. So let me release this here. Sometimes it like suctions on there. All right, we'll get this out of the way. But it's not going to move. That's for dang sure. Okay, so next thing, I've got 15 seconds on the crust here, so let me pull this over. Just needs to puff slightly, which it looks like it has been. I'm going to take my little microwave grips here. Aren't they cute? Just pull that off. All right, so we're ready for step number 2, and you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, she's doing this all backwards. So what we're going to do first is put the pepperonis on. So it's a little bit backwards, but trust me, it all works, okay? I don't know about you, but I normally put my sauce and my cheese, and we're going to do things backwards here. Okay, so we'll just lay these out on here. You can put other toppings if you want, like maybe mushrooms or, I don't know. I'm a plain Jane kind of gal. I would totally put bacon on here. You can never go wrong with bacon. So let me add some onto this one. If you don't like pepperoni, leave the pepperoni off. Do something different. I do have the stove preheated to 500 degrees here, okay? So let me wash my hands quick. They're a little bit greasy. Okay, so we have our pepperonis in here, and now what we're going to do is put both cheeses on. So I have the Colby Jack that I just shredded. I'm gonna put some of this down right on top. If I have this big chunk, I'm just gonna throw that, no, I'm not gonna throw it on. It won't look as pretty. If it was just for my family, I totally would have just done that. But since we'll have pictures later, I'm sure I'm not going to. So you can never have too much cheese. So we'll just spread this on there. Measure cheese, chocolate, bacon, and sometimes garlic with your heart. Everything else, maybe you'll want to use a measuring device. Okay, so we've got that on top. Gonna sprinkle some of the mozzarella cheese. If I can get it open, holy smokes. I have no idea. I swear to you, I opened this once before. Maybe my fingernails aren't working. So if your fingernails aren't working, use the kitchen shears here. Hopefully this will slice it open and I don't cut through the thing. There we go. Ah! I probably should have had that ready, but here we go. Okay. So we've got this other cheese. I probably could have put more on, but this will be fine. Put some of this right on top. If you're making one, you might as well make two, right? You could also use the baby cast iron just to do a few up at one time. You can always pop them in the freezer. Who is not going to want pizza, right? Okay, so we've got our cheese on there. And then seasoning. I haven't put any seasoning on yet, and I feel like I should have done it already. So we have this new seasoning. It's called Everything But the Pizza. And I'm like, what exactly does that mean? You can put it on like everything, okay? But it actually smells like pizza. So you can put this on your vegetables, you can put it on your pork, on your chicken. What else does it say? You can use it in your marinades, cream cheese, sour cream, hummus. You can make dips out of it, add it to your pasta, your salads, your sandwiches, practically anything. So I'm just gonna sprinkle this on top. If you are not privy enough to have this yet, because it just came out, you can also use your Italian seasoning, but I'm like, I'm gonna try this stuff out. I can't wait, okay? Which I have to tell you too, before I put the sauce on here, we have a fantastic Taste Buds program. So if you have never tried that before, you can be a product tester for the Taste Buds. It's kind of like a HelloFresh or something. They're going to send you recipes and the seasonings to your door every single month. It's going to be a surprise. You have no idea what you're getting. But it makes meal planning much easier. You just never know what you're going to get. So I am looking for some folks. If you're thinking, oh my gosh, I could totally use some help in the planning area, let me know and I will get you hooked up with that. Let me dump this on here. I'm not even going to, per se, like swoosh it around or anything. I'm just going to kind of leave it in lumps here. Okay? So one jar gets both of the things. And then at this point, we can put more pepperoni on top. So we'll just add a couple more slices. I'm not going to do more to the smaller one because that's probably the one I'm going to eat, okay? I have some issues with all that acid. So just going to leave a little bit on there. Just put some more of these pepperonis on top. So we're really going to have like double pepperoni. My husband is going to be like drooling over this. And what we're going to do now is just pop it in the oven for 15 minutes. So I already have it preheated to 500, super hot. I'm going to put this on the bottom rack for 15 minutes, and when it's done, I'm going to post a picture so you can see it. But my goodness, if you've seen my pictures already, you know how delightful and how crispy this crust is going to turn out. So go get your dinner ready. Maybe it'll be as quick as this one has been, and we'll compare pictures later on. Don't forget to post a pic. All right, you guys have a great night. Bye-bye.